Life. We all live and value life to some extent. Some people value their lives and live it a little more exaggerated than others, but we all live for something. We all have something to live for, or or you don't. And you're kind of just there. But today, the thing that I will be talking about in this video is Persona 3 and its amazing theme of the value of life. Sup nerds, I'm Dr. Plagueis. I make video essays and I have a Let's Play channel that I haven't posted on in several weeks, but we're not here to talk about that. What we are talking about is Persona. And Persona is one of my favorite game series to ever exist, outside of The Last of Us. And Persona is a JRPG that has been around for a long time. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the theme of Persona 3 Reload and how Makoto Yuki develops throughout the game with this theme in mind. So, let's get into talking about Makoto Yuki. The protagonist of Persona 3 is Makoto Yuki, or Minato Arisato, or whatever you want to call him. You can literally name him whatever you want. And he is depressed. He is really depressed. And in Persona, there are different ways to summon a Persona. In Persona 4, you crush a tarot card, and then that summons your Persona. In Persona 5, you rip a mask off, revealing your true form, and then it's the Persona. It is so cool. In Persona, you basically commit suicide, but not really. How a Persona is summoned in Persona 3. Gosh, how many times can I say Persona in one sentence? Let's count. Let's not. You face your fear of death, and the easiest way to do that in Persona 3 is suicide. They have these things called evokers, which are like guns. They put it at their head, pull the trigger, and they summon a Persona. And every other character struggles. The first time they struggle to summon their Persona, because it's that fear of death that they hesitate a little bit. But Makoto, because he is so depressed and does not care about his life, he's able to summon it so easily. And why? I mean, I just said he doesn't care about his life, but he doesn't care about his life to the point where he just doesn't care. He doesn't want to live anymore. He's like, oh, gotta face death. Okay, screw it. Boom. And then Persona. It's so easy. And as the game progresses, and as he makes social links and talks to new people, and he socializes with people, he starts to learn what it means to live. And that is a very beautiful thing in the game. So the overarching theme in Persona 3 is the value of life and what you should, like, not how you should live your life, but not taking things in your life for granted. And Persona 3 does an amazing job with this, because in Persona 3, I should specify, in 3, they are not afraid to kill off characters. Throughout the game, they kill off a grand total of 4 characters, and I'll be talking about some of those deaths later in the video. But the thing is, with this, like, it develops the characters more. Like, when a character dies, some of them are like, oh, I mean, I didn't know the guy very well. This sucks. But then other characters take it really hard, and they're like, I knew this guy since I was 2! And now he's dead! What am I gonna do? And Makoto, he gets to know these characters. He gets to bond with them, and he gets to interact with them and learn, and you as the player learn how much the in-game characters care about a character that dies. God, I've said character and Persona are going to be the big words in this episode, but whenever he talks to someone new, there's also a social link that comes with it. Most of the time, not with everyone in Persona 3. And how I like to think of it is every social link that Makoto gets, and a social link, quick summary of that, it's a bond forged with another character. And each social link, I like to think that Makoto learns and starts to value his life more. And a social link that really sticks out to me, that really makes Makoto start to value his life just a little bit more, is the sun social link. I'm 99% sure it's the sun social link. But he does this social link. He interacts with a terminally ill man named Akinari, and in one of the first interactions with him, one of the dialogue options you can say is like, "Oh, I understand what you're going through. This kind of sucks and whatnot." And he fires back with a, "You don't understand how I feel. I am dying. I'm not gonna live to see Christmas." And Makoto, he's been living a somewhat normal life. He's been surrounded by characters, and he's surrounded by all these people that allow him to live a somewhat normal life, other than at midnight going to fight monsters and demons in a giant tower that their school turned into. But then there's this terminally ill guy that won't live to see very long. He's been living this life confined in a hospital where he doesn't really get to live a normal life. So, Persona 3 kills off some of the major characters in the story, and I think that is an amazing thing. I think when a game or a TV show has these characters that you get attached to and then just kill them off, I think is amazing. And by the way, this is now spoiler territory. So if you don't want to be spoiled on character deaths, I will the timestamp on screen, skip to that if you don't want to get spoiled. Anyway, as I've been saying throughout this whole video, the main theme is of Persona 3 is value of life and to not take things for granted. And the best way to show that that theme showed is with the character Shinji. And Shinji is introduced throughout Persona 3, but he's this guy that Akihiko knows, and you don't really get to know more about him until October in Persona 3. Persona goes off a calendar-based system. This should be known. And but it's not till October and September where you really get to know Shinji and what he's all about. And in October, I believe in game it is October 4th, where Shinji and Ken have this moment, and Ken wants to get revenge on Shinji for killing Ken's mom. But then Shinji saves Ken's life because this guy, he's like, "Hey, you guys fucking suck. You're trying to get rid of the Dark Hour. We don't want that." Bang. And Ken learns, he's just like, "Oh no, I'm doing the wrong thing." And then Shinji's just like, "Kid, you got a life to live. Don't spend so much of that time hating. Hate is not good." And Ken realizes that there is not really a need for Ken to spend the rest of his life hating and being angry and wanting revenge. And that is something that a character from another franchise of mine that I really like, Ellie from Last of Us 2, needs to learn. But as the characters die in the game, it realizes, you and the protagonist realize that life is something precious and something that, again, should not be taken for granted. I know I'm a broken record at this point, but that is the point that I'm trying to make talking about this theme. It's a beautiful theme, and it shows that the theme works with the development of Makoto's character, killing off characters. Now, with these characters dying, let's talk about Makoto Yuki one more time. Something that I think Persona 3 was really, really ballsy to do was to kill Makoto. And I know, I just spoiled another thing. I'm sorry. However, he dies in the most peaceful way possible. The way Makoto dies in Persona 3 is it's the end of the game, and another character, Aigis, and Makoto are sitting on the school roof. Makoto is laying in Aigis's lap, and Aigis is talking about something. I don't remember what they're talking about. I need to replay the game again. It's about that time. And then the player is giving an option between close your eyes or dot dot dot, where you just don't acknowledge anything. And holy fuck, does that made me feel things, and it made people feel things, because it's not till like the end of the credits that you realize that Makoto died. Like he closed his eyes and died. And I think it's a really beautiful and good ending where Makoto's character was developed perfectly. From the start of the game, not giving two shits about his life and being able to be like, oh, persona, kabloom, and just not care. And he, with the bonds and the social links and his team and all the interactions that he had, he was able to end up caring about his life and sacrificing himself, killing the god of death, or whatever. They kill a god, I don't remember exactly what. It's my favorite game, but I need to go back and replay it. And he stops being like, in this god, Nyx was going to kill everyone anyway. But Makoto stepped up and killed that god, and saving the world and being able to die peacefully. And that is something that I think is really beautiful. How Makoto developed from, again, a depressed dude not giving two shits about his life to a guy who cares about his life and other people's lives and the life of his team, to kill God. And it was amazing. So, Persona 3. It's a great game. It has an amazing theme, great characters, great art, and everyone should go play it. It's an amazing game. I love it. Probably with Persona 3 Reload, the remake of Persona 3, Persona 3 is probably the best way to start and get into the Persona series. How many times did I just say Persona? That's a good question. Anyway, sorry it took so long for this video to get out. I started working on this like several months ago, but hey, happy Halloween. That's this week. Next week, I'm gonna go see Terrifier 3, and then I'm gonna make a video talking about the Terrifier films, but that's gonna be after Halloween, because my timing is just so bad. Anyway, I have one more thought about Persona. Mitsuru is the best character in the whole game, and if you say otherwise, your opinion is wrong! Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the algorithm bullshit. Hope y'all have a great rest of your day, evening, morning. I don't know what time it'll be when you're watching this. Anyway, have a good one. Later, nerds.